Masculinity in this country, white, black, brown, red, yellow, has been poisoned.
Judge Joe Brown just came out swinging on Tyler Perry's legacy, and he ain't just talking movies. He straight up questioned Perry's manhood and accused him of pushing an emasculation agenda in Hollywood. Yeah, this ain't just shade. This is a full-blown diss war. But at this point, the whole internet is eating this up. So let's break it all down. So this whole mess kicked off during Judge Joe Brown's interview on The Art of Dialogue. When asked about Tyler Perry's work in Empire, Judge Joe didn't sugarcoat anything.
He strikes me as somebody that does not like manhood.
That's a heavy statement off rip, but it didn't stop there. He likened Tyler's films, especially the Medea franchise, to mind crack. Let that sink in. He basically said Perry's movies are addictive junk for your brain.
Crack dealer, if he's hard-working, enterprising, can make a lot of money, but it's still crack, whether it's ideas or whether it's drugs. It's his business, it's America.
Now look, y'all already know Tyler Perry made his billion-dollar fortune dressing up as Medea. That tough love, gun-toting grandma has been a pop culture staple for years, but Joe Brown sees it differently. To him, Perry's constant use of drag, combined with exaggerated portrayals of dysfunctional black families, only reinforces stereotypes and strips black men of their masculine image on screen.
Who are they giving us as heroes to emulate? Not many.
According to him, characters like Denzel in The Equalizer or Lance Reddick in John Wick represent real manhood, quiet strength, moral purpose, discipline, but Tyler Perry, in his eyes, that ain't it. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Tyler Perry hasn't clapped back yet, but insiders close to the mogul are revealing that he's highly aware of Judge Joe's comments and feels personally attacked. Apparently, Perry feels like Judge Joe is projecting and ignoring the fact that his Medea films saved a lot of people spiritually and financially, especially in church-going communities. But let's keep it real. Tyler's been criticized for years over this exact thing. Charlemagne the God, Spike Lee, and even Dave Chappelle have clowned the cross-dressing angle. This time, though, it's Judge Joe going deeper, not just calling out the drag, but the whole message behind Perry's storytelling. Judge Joe Brown is no stranger to controversy, but he's also no fool. During that same interview, he made it very clear that his beef isn't just with Tyler. He believes Hollywood in general has been on a 50-year mission to emasculate men. He even broke down how fashion, music, and media slowly normalized feminine traits in young boys. And y'all, he got receipts.
Why a straight young black man would dress like that, I really don't know. The first time I saw it, I remember it was July 1980. I think it was on either BET or MTV, and they had the baggy pants hung down off their butts, looking just like they some made-to-go man up in the penitentiary.
Coincidence? Judge Joe don't think so. He's basically saying the culture got hijacked and black masculinity became a joke on purpose. Another huge point he made, rap culture is destroying healthy masculinity. Judge Joe argues that young boys now look up to rappers who glorify violence, misogyny, and hypersexuality. And to him, Tyler Perry's shows and plays fall in that same trap, just on the opposite end of the spectrum. And honestly, if you look around, he might not be wrong.
I am permanently banned for life from Facebook, even though I've never posted anything on it because they say they don't like what I put on X.
But Judge Joe Brown ain't wrong for raising questions about what kind of masculinity we celebrate on screen. We got thugs and clowns, but where the mentors at? Until Hollywood gets the balance right, these conversations are gonna keep happening.
What?
She was traumatized, she was sick and hurt. She loved every minute of it.
Or both.
You know, it's either or. No, it ain't both, it's either or.
Boosie just went full savage mode. I'm talking about the Baton Rouge wild boy jumping into the Diddy firestorm to defend him like it's life or death. And the craziest part, he ain't holding back. He's straight up calling out Cassie for being a willing participant in all the freaky madness. Let's break down what he said and why this got everybody talking.
Then you say when you try to leave, he come and get you and send people to get you. Some women love it.
Boosie Badazz hit X like a missile the morning after Cassie took the stand and laid out some disturbing claims about her time with Diddy. But Boosie, he ain't buying it. I don't see no crimes committed in this case. No way this is a RICO charge. You shouldn't be sent to jail for being a freak. Yup, that's a direct quote. And that wasn't even the wildest part. Boosie basically said this is a case of two freaks in a relationship having ups and downs. Anyone who thinks he should be given a life sentence is sick. The government never arrested Hugh Hefner for his freak-offs with 18-year-olds living with him and drugging. Only thing I see is a domestic violence charge. Boosie doubled down, right after Cassie's courtroom testimony leaked online. And what he said next had everybody jaw-dropped. She enjoyed the wild parties and the extravagant gifts on the back end. All of these years of parties, and you mean to tell me she didn't enjoy it? I'm convinced she enjoyed it. So in Boosie's eyes, Cassie wasn't a victim. She was Diddy's girlfriend, living lavish, getting flown out, showered with luxury, and going to freak parties by choice. He added, this was consensual. She was his girlfriend. Trying to give someone life in prison for this is bull's at. This ain't the first time Boosie's popped off about Diddy's case. Back when the feds first came with those trafficking and RICO charges, Boosie was already questioning the whole thing. He even brought up Hugh Hefner again, asking why the feds didn't come after him for allegedly drugging and having 18-year-olds in his mansion. Now, whether that comparison lands or not, Boosie clearly feels like Diddy's being unfairly singled out. Cassie took the stand and described what she called freak-offs hosted by Diddy. Parties, heavy drug use, alleged assaults. She claimed Diddy was violent, possessive, and used his money and power to control her. She even said arguments would turn violent and that Diddy once dragged her while screaming. But in Boosie's eyes, that wasn't a crime. That was a messy relationship. And according to him, if there's any real charge to talk about, it's domestic violence, not racketeering or trafficking. Now, let's be clear. This ain't just some celebrity breakup drama. Diddy is actually facing life in prison. And Boosie don't like it one bit. He thinks people trying to bury Diddy just because his life was wild. Boosie also shaded Diddy's celeb circle for staying silent during all this.
A friend, you're a friend. It's still an allegation.
Until the facts come out.
But a friend is a friend. A friend is a friend.
That shot could have been aimed at folks like DJ Khaled, French Montana, or even people like Jay-Z. But critics say that's part of the problem. They feel like Boosie refuses to believe women, no matter how much evidence they bring. This comes down to how you see Diddy's relationship with Cassie. Was it an abusive setup hiding behind freaky luxury and gifts? Or was it a consensual lifestyle that turned ugly but never crossed legal lines? Boosie definitely brought more heat to an already fiery situation. Whether you think he's keeping it real or way out of pocket, one thing's for sure, he's gonna speak his mind, no matter how controversial it sounds. But as for Diddy, the clock's ticking, and with these charges stacked up, ain't no freaky excuse gonna save him if the feds got the receipts.